Hi guys, this is Chris and this is another video update of my game dev in the Unreal Engine version 4. I'm currently running 4.2.1 and it's actually going pretty well. You would be familiar with the scene, it hasn't changed much since last time, but I'm just going to elaborate on basically the materials that make up these cards today, because I made a fairly major change. So originally, basically all these cards are separate static meshes with their own materials, and frankly that was kind of clunky and stupid and wasteful, and we have this setting over here for the card type that doesn't actually do anything to the texture when you change the type. It'll actually change the type of the card, but it won't actually change what the texture is. Plus, it's loading in multiple materials, it's bad for memory usage, it's kind of shit. So, that's the old and busted way. And over here is the new hotness. So, you might look at these and go, alright, what's so fucking special? They're basically goddamn identical. And that's because, for most intents and purposes, they are. You can see here that they've got the same settings, and they look identical, and that's until you realize rather than these, which are all based off separate blueprints, see, these ones are based off the one blueprint. And that's because when you do something, so you can do this. What? It just changed the frickin' texture. How the hell did I do that? Well, it's by a concept that Unreal Engine has called material instancing and dynamic material instancing. And I'm just going to go over how I did that. So for the most part, I followed the YouTube tutorials, and I created a base material. You can see that here. And I've got materials here, and you can also see I've set up a whole shit ton of parameters, and I'm using a function called the sub-UV function, which basically allows me to use a tile map of the texture, which you can see here. So this is basically all the cards in a single texture, and then using some parameters. So it's telling me there's one column and 9 cards, and the parameter ID. So basically which cards starting from index 0, and here's some tint and metallic parameters, so I can screw around with it later. Might as well set them up now. And it does that. Now from there, you need to create a material instance, which is just basically means all that you can have copies of the material around, and they're essentially free because they're already compiled from the base one, and there's no extra compile time for the copies. And the reason we want to do that is because we want to set up what's called a dynamic material instance. And what that means is that we can dynamically change the parameters of the texture on the fly, and it's not going to impact. So basically we're loading one texture, we're compiling one shader, and then we're just selecting based on the card ID. So you can see here from the construction script, we've got the static mesh component, we've created a dynamic material instance. It's exactly like the tutorial. We haven't need to specify anything, it's just taken the on the static mesh, it's already got the material instance on it, so it just assumes that whatever's on it is there. We take the return value, which will be the material, the new dynamic material. We set the scalar parameter of the card ID. We grab the card type. This is conversion from the byte to a float, so the card type is an enum byte, converts it to a float, which selects the scalar parameter value, sets it up, so we select which card it is, and then we set the material. and it causes this. So we can set it to pretty much any card that we like. And this basically means that instead of these old and busted ones, we can go and pick these up, and they work exactly the same. Pretty freaking sweet, eh? Okay, yeah, that's enough for now. I'll see you guys later, and have fun with all that.